What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. It's full-time reaction to Celtic 2 Rangers 3. I've got Martin and Callum here with me. Martin, another second derby in a row where we're left licking our wounds at the end. What did you make of that one today?
I heard Brendan talk during the week about the last game that Rangers played their game, and we're tough to be at our best today and take the game to Rangers, but we didn't do that at all in the first half. That was a real disappointment. It was almost like repetition of what happened before. They were not getting us any time in the ball. Almost felt like we were trying to keep the game calm, where Rangers were trying to play with a bit of high intensity and close us down. Of course, they get the early goal, that just sets us back, and it took us a long time to settle in the game. And I thought, Rangers get the second goal, didn't feel like there was a way back. So that first half was a real disappointment, and then of course the second half we see a reaction, but overall just a real feeling of disappointment with regards to the overall performance, and most of the individual players didn't turn up today. There was maybe only one or two got pass marks. So a real disappointment, not what we expected.
No, not at all, Callum. The first goal in this fixture is massive. We talk about it in the build up to every single one, and Rangers take centre and then they go long. I think they get a throw in at a corner, and then for the first 2 or 3 minutes they just manage to keep it alive in there. They get a flurry of corners, and we go behind, and it's the worst possible start in the game. It gives them something to hang on to. As Martin says, they were clearly up for it. They press with a really good intensity, but from our point of view, that first goal, I mean, Vasquez the smallest player in the pitch. I think he gets away for Sloop, and it's a decent header into the far corner, but from our point of view, dreadful.
The worst possible start you could have. You're looking for the players to bounce off the atmosphere. It was a good atmosphere at the start, and I think Rangers have the ball maybe 2-3 minutes in that corner, and we don't get out, and then all season we've not been great at set pieces. We haven't. I know we're still way in front of the league, right? But days like this obviously hurt. Naturally they always do, but I just thought we were poor. And going into the game, I think you're lying to yourself if you didn't think that you had a wee bit of a nervous feeling when you heard the news of McGregor being out, and then Trusty being out. Like, the two are really pivotal and are always playing all the time. But then flip it, I think Narochki was phenomenal. Not phenomenal, he was brilliant. I thought he was brilliant for somebody that's not played all season to come into that type of game. He can't even go on the bench against Ross County at times. Now he's playing against Rangers. And a Rangers team that are on the up, that's fair to say, who are riding a wave of a new manager for getting that bounce. You can clearly see that, because in Europe they're getting that as well. But again, Roger spoke about it, they're hot and cold. They can go and they'll maybe lose next week to somebody in Scotland, and you go, how can you put that in, then do that? So away from that, I knew what Rangers were going to bring today. They were always going to have that, and with the crowd back, all these factors counted, but it was the worst possible start until lose somebody like Raskin Tiny, and he gets all the time in the world just to like flick it on, and it goes into that corner, and it's the worst possible start. And then I think into the game we started to get a wee bit of the game, but not too much. I don't think we've done too much to pepper Butland's goal. It has one chance, and it goes out for a corner.
Hatate produces a good save for Butland, but it's for distance.
Hatate does a really good one. Try to put it in the corner. So apart from that, the first half is almost a nothing game for us, and then obviously Rangers get the second goal, and that's a really mountain to climb.
Aye, Martin, I think if you look at the last 3 first halves in this fixture, we've been really, really poor, and we know that Rangers are suited to counter-attack. We see it by how they play in Europe. I mean, we're a team who likes to keep possession. We have the prerogative at home. We've got the ball, but I thought how they were all over us, and it seemed like we just couldn't find the spaces. As Callum says, the only real save Butland has to make is from distance in the first half. We couldn't really carve out any chances, and we're really second best all over the pitch in the first half.
Well, absolutely were. And I just thought there wasn't enough urgency, and there was too many of those sort of, you talked about earlier, Callum, technical type players, who just want the ball and do a wee flick here and a wee flick there. Not enough of those players to get really stuck in. You look at the centre, for example, the 3 midfielders, the 2 guys out wide, Chota and Kuhn, they're both just looking to do a bit of trickery, whereas Rangers just looking to get stuck in. I mean, traditionally that's the way Celtic and Rangers have always been, but today it just felt too much like that, and too much of the safe passes, and obviously we're getting closed down. In that second half, interestingly enough, we found another gear somehow, when we came out and were really, high intensity, and at 2-2 it looked like we were going to push for the winner, and I wondered how much Rangers would waste time, but they didn't. They didn't. They were looking at us on the break, and had a couple of chances.
Time, but they wasted all the time in the world.
But a combination of wasting time versus we're going to hit you on the break. They did have a couple of chances, But the first half was a real disappointment. At half time I couldn't see a way back for us.
No, I was the same, Callum. Just to touch on the second goal, I think Raskin runs off Engels. I think Engels should be aware that he's behind him, and when he gets in the box, that means Carter Vickers has to. The ball's been chipped into Raskin. Carter Vickers goes over. He's late in getting there, which means Raskin can nod it into Diamande. And Johnson's not round. I thought Johnson had a really poor afternoon. We had loads of poor performances across the pitch. Not to single anybody out, but again, defensively from us, to let a runner go and then leave a man free in the centre of your 18-yard box, really poor defensively.
if I'm being honest, I think that was the difference in the first half, is that all of their midfield broke into the box. That was the clear game plan, was when we have the ball high, get high on Celtic, because Celtic are not a team that will just go long. They'll play it, and from a Rangers perspective, they'll be saying we're better than them. Press them and we'll turn the ball over. And for the first 45 minutes, that is exactly what happened. Like, if you're watching it back, that is exactly what happened. Diamande burst his neck to get into the box. From a midfielder's point of view, it's brilliant. He's getting up and supporting the Dessers, and he's getting up and supporting Czerny, and he's the one that runs off of Engels, as you say, and just gets gets off Engels, isn't it? He gets off Engels. Standing, hurls at your hards around him, just gets to hit it.
Time to take a touch.
Time to take a touch, and then just puts it into a corner. And I think Celtic deserved to be 2-0 down. I don't think they've done enough. It's exactly why Kuhn never came back out. I thought he was atrocious. Always, if you want to see right wingers, show him what Czerny done. Czerny, so he's got the ball, I'm forward, I'm going forward. Every time I'm going forward, I'm going to cause you issues. Kuhn was like, I'm scared of you. Nah, back to Carter Vickers, back to Carter, all the time. And when you do that, teams sniff that out. So it almost gives you that energy.
Step
going,
further up.
Thanks for that big chunk, I'm stepping you up. And then it's like people are offside, so you can't go long. And then it's further back, going to the keeper. I thought Schmeichel had an awful
distribution
with his feet.
Gave that one to Czerny, could have been an open goal.
Oh, I like that. Apparently one of my mates watching it, because I sat on the other side, he said it was a shocker of whatever he tried to do with the ball.
He's left footed, doesn't he? He's trying to he didn't try to go, he's right.
Yeah.
But I think the second goal was 3 opportunities. It was a cross that came in the first place, Tavernier, I think.
Yeah.
Loads and loads of time just nice deft cross, and then the header. And then, as you say, the goal scorer had all the time in the world. It was as if Carter Vickers was trying to win the header and then doubling back to try and get the ball to stop it going in. Just criminal. Three opportunities to close them down.
Martin, we got back in the game. We got a response. He did come on at half time. The first goal's really good. Lovely chip ball for Jota to the back post. Dyson's a great leap. Gets us back in the game. The crowd's behind us. We eventually find equaliser maybe 20 minutes later through Hatate, and you think, as you mentioned earlier, we've got the momentum. We're the home team. We can go and find a winner. Having said that, we didn't really have too many clear-cut chances to get a third goal, and then we switch off at the end.
I thought as much as the first half was terrible, at the very end of the first half we had a couple of half chances, and then the first goal it seemed like it was in the air for ages. You could see my head at the back, and you know he's just going to jump really high. I mean, the height he'd jump was incredible. I had no right to win that header, and it was fantastic. But you expect it. I thought he was exceptional today. And then the second goal, McCowan, it looked like he delayed the pass, because you could see the pass, sitting in the crowd watching, and he delayed it, and then he got a second chance to play it through, and he played it through, and just beautiful pace on the ball and a good finish. Keeper had no chance. I think the only kind of chance we'd have, Hatate had a good chance, not a good chance, a good shot.
Just wide.
Just wide. But Rangers had 2 or 3 good chances right at the end as well. I just didn't think they were going to go for it. I thought they'd kind of be trying to settle back and take the draw.
Little for them to lose, though, wasn't there?
See, I was going to say that I think they were going to go for it, because if they lose that, they still go, well, it's early days under Barry Ferguson. Like, Europe, we're tired. But as you've seen the players were going down, my leg, and then as soon as it's a Rangers free kick, boom, up, play, let's go. I thought, look, we lost fair and square. I have no qualms that we lost today, and the last goal sums that up today, of our defending for 90 minutes. Carter Vickers ducks for the ball, and then Johnson is unlucky because he slips, so it's really unlucky. Good finish for Vigga, man. He just smashes it. That's kind of what he does. He just smashes it all the power, and it goes into top net. So I've got no complaints of what happened today. Just being honest, I don't. In the grand scheme of things, when we say this during the week, it's annoying that you lose today, but in the grand scheme of things, Celtic are still going to be champions and deserve to be champions. We've only conceded 3 goals all season. We've conceded 3 in one day, so that tells you how bad we've performed defensively. Also, it's obviously credit to Rangers that obviously got the 3 goals well. It's not that we've just gave them 3 goals, they've worked for them, so I'll say that. But I think Celtic today at the back were just worst I've seen them.
We were poor. There you go, that's it for full-time reaction. We'll see you in the pub for the post-match pint. Thank you.